This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Wednesday, July 12th, 2006, and this is episode number 125 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hochberg from MGMstudios.org. On the show today is the birthday boy, Mr. Mike Scopa, who is celebrating his tricentennial birthday. Welcome, Mr. Scopa.
It's like I'm in the presence of Barbra Streisand.
Very nice reference to the old Magic Disney animation.
Exactly. Robin Williams.
I know my studios, Mr. Scopa, and I hope that the next 300 years are equally as good for you as the first 300 were.
Just drop my teeth. Wait a minute.
Also on the show, not quite celebrating his first centennial birthday, is Mr. Len Testa. Welcome, Len.
Howdy ho, Matt. How's it going?
Outstanding.
Very good.
And we have Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, Matt. How you doing?
Outstanding. And today, it's Wednesday, and that means we're answering. Len, what are we answering today?
Listener questions.
Listener
questions. The Braille version of the podcast.
It's the Braille podcast today.
Exactly.
Put your fingers out there.
Up, down, down, down,
Diagonal.
up, down. Exactly. dot.
Well, let's get into our questions before we offend other minorities and handicapped people out there.
Exactly.
Our first email is from Greg from Lawrenceville, Georgia, who writes, "Hey guys, love the podcast. My wife and I just recently purchased a 7-day Magic Your Way ticket for ourselves. We have 2 daughters too and have not yet purchased theirs. We just got an email about a deal also posted on Mouse Savers where you can get 5 nights and 6 days for a family of 3. Our other daughter probably won't be able to attend this trip for about $1,040, which includes tickets, Disney Dining Plan, and Value Resort. This is a pretty good deal. I called to see if I could trade in my 7-day tickets, but the person I spoke to said no. Any thoughts on how to trade these tickets back into this special deal? I guess I could just sit on them, the existing tickets, and take this deal this time around."
Sit on them.
Yeah, they would just sit on them. They're non-refundable, right?
It seems that way. Is there any... I know Mr. Scopa is the king of trading tickets in.
This sounds like... I wonder if this is the... is this the free dining deal?
I don't think so, because he doesn't mention it's the free dining. He just says it includes the Disney Dining Plan. So this sounds like your standard Magic Your Way package.
What time of the year?
I don't think he says when he's going.
Yeah, I would say just sit on them, and because if you don't use them, there's no worry about the expiration. It's 14 days after the first day of use. So if you don't use them, then you just put them away and use them next year.
Hey, does Greg say where he bought them from?
No, he doesn't say. I'd be speculating that he bought them from Disney, but that's just from gathering from the email. I have no idea. Let's leave it at that.
I would definitely call Disney and ask the.
If he had bought it from somewhere else, Len, are you familiar with any return policies that you were going to allude to?
No, I'm just trying. I was trying to figure out who we could call, but I guess I already called Disney to ask the question. My guess is they're all non-refundable.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Greg, I mean, you could always. Couldn't Greg? I'm not sure how if the package is set in stone, but couldn't Greg buy, say, a 1-day park hopper ticket with nothing on it, kind of like what we do as annual pass holders, and then use the 7-day?
Yeah, still he's gonna. It's more than $200 he's got to spend though just for that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They are non-refundable on the website. It's one of the terms and conditions he agreed to when he ordered the tickets. So can't send the tickets back for a refund.
Well, look, at worst case, Greg, you've got a good excuse to come back to Disney World in the future with your 7-day tickets.
And the price is frozen.
There you go. All right. Well, our next email is from Stephen Brinson of Leesburg, Georgia. It's an old Georgia email show today, guys. Can you help me with a plan to eat supper at ESPN Boardwalk on a Saturday evening, the 1st of October? My family attempted to eat there on Saturday evening in October 2005 at around 7 o'clock p.m. and found that parking was a real problem and we would have to valet park. We decided not to eat there due to this. We will be staying in the All-Star Sports Resort and we'll have our own car, but if possible, we would like to take Disney transportation because I would like to have a few beers while watching college football. Do you know of any good ways to eat supper there without having to wait forever and having to valet park?
You could take a cab from your resort, from the All-Star to the boardwalk. That's certainly doable. and it'd probably be the same cost as a valet with a tip.
Yep.
One way. Actually, yeah, probably the one way. Because the one way, what is it to valet? Like $7 or $8, plus a couple dollar tips. You're probably looking at 10. I'm guessing it's like a $12 cab ride.
Yep.
I mean, if you're gonna park, I mean, you can always park at Boardwalk and just walk to.
Well, yeah,
ESPN Club.
he'd park there and he'd walk over. He's saying that the last time that he went, there weren't any regular parking spaces at the Boardwalk, and he had to valet park at the Boardwalk, which he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
The alternative is to park like at Beach Club, and say, well, first of all, I would definitely try the Boardwalk.
Yeah.
Because and see what happens. If they tell you, look, the only thing that's available is valet, I would go to the Beach Club next, and try and park there, and just tell the guy, look, I tried to park at Boardwalk because I want to eat there, but it was they turned me away because the parking lot was full, and I think that's a good enough excuse to get you in.
Well, there's a parking lot across the street that you can park, and I parked there at Mousefest for a karaoke meet, and there are plenty of parking spots. So plenty of parking spots.
You should also, I don't know if Steven is a annual pass holder, but if he is and he has the Disney dining experience card, of course he gets free valet parking.
Yep.
As part of the perk. So if you do have that, Steven,
you get free valet parking with the Disney dining experience?
Yeah, I was reading my benefits over while sitting on the can, and I discovered that.
That's lovely.
Did you have to mention that part? Is it really free valet parking?
Edits.
Because I valet park all the time. Wow,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so there you go. And Mr. Mike Newell, I believe you have another valet parking tip.
Yeah, DVC members also get to Valley Park for free.
So there you go.
There you go.
Our next email is from Reg from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Reggie.
Right. Thanks, Scopa. Hi, guys. Do you know how the PhotoPass works at Walt Disney World? I read on a website comment that for $99 you can buy a CD with all the photos taken by Walt Disney World photographers and have the rights to all the photos on that CD. This wouldn't include paper photos, but it would just be a CD. If that is the case, we would try to have Walt Disney World take as many photos as we can of our family. In 10 days, if we took 10 a day, then a professional photo, that works out for about $1 a shot. Any other tips on photos? Mine to you, Reg, is get a digital camera and do it yourself and save yourself some money.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about this, okay? In the first place, where do you see, how often do you see a photographer in Walt Disney World other than, okay, we'll see them on Main Street, USA, we'll see them in front of the Tree of Life at, what is that called, the Animal Kingdom Park, Matt? I don't know.
Yeah, you'll see me.
Yeah, there's some way the hole in the
Hollywood,
ground over there.
Hollywood Boulevard, and that's about it. So how are you going to get 100, unless you want 25 pictures of you on Main Street, 25 pictures of you in front of Discoveryland, 25 pictures of you on Hollywood Boulevard. If they had photographers roaming around the parks, that'd be a great idea.
Well, don't forget about the characters, Scopa.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm still in your camera.
I'm still in your camp. Never mind that. It's a pain to have them take your picture. You got to stop. If you're, of course, anyone who listens to this podcast is obviously on a touringplans.com touring plan, and the touring plans don't allow for photos. So
No, they do so. Don't be.
well, I'm on the.
The adult plans probably don't have them, but definitely on the kids plans, it's definitely there.
Yeah, does anyone?
It's funny because the last two times that I've gotten PhotoPass photos, it was both times it was just me and Mickey Mouse in the Animal Kingdom in the character greeting areas in Camp Mini Mickey, and both shots were blurry. Like the photographer just was still moving the camera as he was taking the photo, and it was completely worthless.
Len, you just made a great point. Why not have the photographers roam around in the character meals?
I don't know.
That would be.
I think financially it doesn't make it. I know some people have posted, some of our listeners have posted some comments about how they use it to send pictures back home so that people their family and friends can keep track of them. But
I just don't see it.
no, I don't see it. I think you're
$100 is a lot of money.
Yeah. Our next email is from the Stephen family from Bedfordshire, United Kingdom, and they write, "I love the shows and I think they are great. Could you tell me where would be the most reasonable place to stay on site in the month of September for 6 people, one being a 17-year-old? We normally stay at the All-Star Resorts, and last September we stayed at Pop Century, which we just loved as it was just so Disney. We are normally there for 15 days. We don't mind a suite to fill us all in, but would prefer to stay somewhere we haven't seen before, but still within our price range. What would you suggest?
Wow. What's the price range?
Value resorts and maybe a good deal on a moderate.
I like the Fort Wilderness cabins. Cabins.
Yep.
And the reason why I like that is because it's got a stove and a full refrigerator, so you can buy groceries and snack items off-site and load them up into your cabin and save some money on food there, versus at the All-Star Suites, they've only got a microwave. And did I tell you guys that I was the first person to coin the use of the phrase "nuke your Pop-Tarts"?
Yep. You gotta go
Yes.
back a few
All right.
episodes,
So,
but yes.
all right. Great. Okay. Good. So yeah. So the All-Star Suites are fine if all you want to do is nuke your Pop-Tarts in the morning, but if you want to prepare meals and save some money, I think the Fort Wilderness cabins are your best bet.
Great. Our next email is from Karen from Bear, Delaware, who writes, I've got a Pal Mickey that I got in 2003. Will he automatically update if we take him to the parks, or will we need to purchase a new one in order to hear all of the most up-to-date information?
The info he'll update himself on once you get to the park, but there are some hardware enhancements that you won't get on 1.0 that you've only got in 2.0. So I think one of the big complaints in the original version of Pal Mickey was the volume that Mickey speaks at was too low. In the version 2.0 that was fixed. So obviously they can't fix that via software. So when you walk into the park, he will definitely update himself with any new tips or information, but the sound volume will remain the same.
Great. Our next email is from Gabriel Rossman of Los Angeles, California. He writes,
Oh, no, really? The Gabriel Rossman?
Did I miss something?
He's a statistics professor at UCLA.
He didn't mention it, but... Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, I see the email address now.
He's famous.
How about that?
I knew him, and he's one of our listeners.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
How cool is that?
Well, Len's best friend writes to us.
He had the most amazing graduate school research. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it, Len.
He did. It was really cool. He told me about it one time. We spoke it. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Well, thanks to the high water table, Florida tap water and anything made from it, like fountain drinks, is as chlorinated as an average swimming pool. I find it hard to choke enough of it down to avoid dehydration. What do you recommend? What do you recommend for someone who is basically content with Disney transportation and thus is not renting a car? Bring
beer.
Some gallons in your suitcase. Pack a Brita filter. Also, Len, I'm the guy who recommended instrumenting
Yes.
party
See?
composition
I
to
told
solve
you.
the selectivity bias.
Yes, in the for seniors, senior selectivity problem, right? And I recognize him by name.
Gabriel, I have the answer to your solution right here. I mean, if you guys have anything else, please feel free to add it in. I'm going to say, Gabriel, go to wherever you get your bottles of water, Poland Spring bottled water. Buy that, throw it in a duffel bag, put that duffel bag on Disney's Magical Express, so once you drop it off in the airport, you only have to lug it to the airport. But once you're there, then Disney underpaid employees will gladly take your heavy bag and drag it to your room for you. And that way you can just as long as you make sure you get a refrigerator in your room, you're set to go. That would be my recommendation. Anyone else have any clues?
I still like my beer suggestion, but go ahead, whatever you wanted to say, go ahead, whatever. That's fine.
Well, that one flies with me. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
And we got
Yeah,
time.
I think. Well, could you ship the water though? Could you order the water from like Amazon.com and have it this way? He doesn't have to lug it to the airport.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. I mean, you'd have to, have it say, please hold for, Gabriel Rossman. And
It's gonna come in a big, like Poland Springs or Deer Park box, and they're gonna be like, "Man, this thing's heavy. Did he really order the water?" And then, yeah, he really did.
Well,
yeah, I would try and have it shipped though.
yeah. Well, two good options right there.
There you go.
We got time for one last email. It's from Bob Wall of West Bend, Wisconsin, who writes, "My teenagers don't like a wide variety of foods, and some of the restaurants at Disney World have food that they would prefer on the children's menu. Do you know if teens will be able to order off the children's menu, even though they are clearly older than the age limit?"
I've done it before.
You yourself, or
I personally have done it.
You like those chicken fingers, huh, Len?
It was the PB&J actually. Where was it? Where was it? The Animal Kingdom? I think it was
What-
Flame.
why
Was
would
it
you-
Flame?
why would
No,
you
they don't
order-
care.
Why would
Nobody
you order
cares.
PB&J?
Even sit down, nobody cares. And the reason why I know that the sit downs is one of our researchers is a vegetarian, and will typically order like the mac and cheese off the kids menu.
Uh-huh.
And they let her do it, and she's not, 11, so she's 12. So no, she's kidding.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, definitely they don't care.
Great. Well, that's it for us today. This has been episode 125 of Walt Disney World Today. If you want to find older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, you can visit the Walt Disney World Today website at www.wdwtoday.com. You can also email us at questions@wdwtoday.com. For Lantesto, Mike Scova, and Mike Newell, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Happy birthday, you thing from another world, you.